Never guess who we just ran into in St. Louis.
Doc.
Doc Gooden is here.
Yes.
All the stars come out. Third time around the batting order for Sonny Gray. Francisco Lindor leads off. He takes a changeup down for ball one. Lindor's been on base twice with a single and a walk in his first 2 plate appearances. 75 pitches through 4 for Gray. He's had to work hard to keep a lead. Gets his curveball over for a strike, and it's 1-1. Now facing the top of the batting order, Lindor, Soto, and Alonso.
There's going to be a lot of bullpen tonight.
And that curveball at the feet of Lindor. 2 balls and a strike. Gray has thrown as many as 102 pitches in a game this year. In fact, that was against the Mets. The 6 innings he pitched 12 days ago. And that one misses inside. And he falls behind on Lindor, 3-1.
And when you get top of the order against the Mets, you cannot walk people. It's too much offense.
Gray's already walked 3 today, far above his norm. And Lindor lashes one foul, 3-2. Gray came into the day having walked only 7 batters in 35 innings, but he walked 3 in 1 inning in the second. Soto on deck, Alonso behind him. And Lindor rockets one out to center field, but Scott has plenty of room and grabs it for the out. Here's your City probables for the remainder of the series. Tyler McGill goes tomorrow afternoon against Eric Petty, and then Blade Tidwell will come up to make his major league debut as the Mets' 6th starter on Sunday against Andre Palante. Saw Tidwell in spring training, looked very impressive, and that'll be something to look forward to on Sunday. Blade Tidwell's big league debut. 6 straight retired by Gray, and Soto rolls over one and fouls it, 0-1.
Got 2 day games coming up, correct?
Yes, 1:15 local, 2:15 Eastern, both tomorrow and Sunday. How about this? I was just thinking that we have a little rain in the forecast next couple of days here. Braves and Dodgers are starting a series in Atlanta tonight. It's grounded foul, and Dodgers are up 2-1 in the 9th. And they have a rain delay, and it's supposed to rain there for 2 or 3 hours.
It's Atlanta.
You know, when we go to Atlanta, they always tell us that it only rains when we come to town. Clearly, it's overstating the case a bit. Soto's looked a little bit unbalanced in this game. He's grounded out into a double play, and he's taken a call 3rd strike, and he just rolled over 2 straight pitches from Gray, down in the count 0-2. And he just got a piece of that changeup to stay in the at bat.
He's pulling off, and that pitch away is giving him trouble. And I thought yesterday that with the 2 home runs that he hit to left center field, that would get him going. Remember, he hit 1 line drive in that game early, or it might have been the game before. That would have been a home run at Yankee Stadium, but it was an F9 on your scorecard. And I think that he's going to have to learn, well, adjust to left center field more.
And he hits plenty of home runs to left center. He rockets this one down the line, headed toward the wall, and it bounces up against the fence. Soto heads for second, and he's in standing with a bullet of a double. That was impressive.
That had top spin. That was a humpback line drive. Widespread with the feet. He's still a little quick. That's a slider on the back door, and you know he just wants to pull.
Well, that would have been a home run at Yankee Stadium.
Yes.
Instead, it's his 8th double of the year, tying run at second for Alonso with 1 out. And Pete takes a slider for a strike, 0-1. Alonso had a broken bat single to right in the 3rd, then was caught stealing. He's 1 for 2 on the day. 28 runs batted in, tied for 3rd in the National League. Soto hopping off second, and it's pulled foul, and it's 0-2 on Alonso. So Gray got ahead on Soto 0-2, couldn't put him away, hung the slider, and Soto mashed it. 114 miles an hour, by the way, on that Soto double.
That's a bullet.
Yeah. Now he's ahead in the count on Alonso 0-2. And Pete hits one out to center field. Back goes Scott to the warning track. Back at the wall. It's out of here. Pete Alonso flips the game, and the Mets go back in front. Number 8 for Alonso, a 2-run shot, and it's 4-3 New York.
One too many breaking balls.
So Sonny Gray gives a back-to-back extra base hits on 0-2 breaking balls, and the Mets go back in front.
Boy, what a year. What a start, I should say.
National League Player of the Month for April, and May's going pretty well too.
Well, that might have been a changeup, or just like though you just throw a helicopter up there.
It was a changeup, Keith.
You got it down and in, and you got to get that changeup away.
Well, the Mets were down 1-0, up 2-1, down 3-2. And now up 4-3 on Alonso's 2-run homer, 417 feet to center field. There is no action as yet in the Cardinal bullpen. There's some scrambling around going on down there now. But Sonny Gray giving a back-to-back 0-2 extra base hits to Soto and Alonso. And now Nimmo floats one to shallow left, and that's going to drop in front of Donovan for a base hit. So 3 straight 1-out hits for New York, and Nimmo's on base for the 3rd time tonight.
There's the contact, and it wants to get in the label, but sorry, not in enough. But you want to get the changeup. You see the catcher set up outside. Oh, he got Pete's home run.
Look at that smile. Don't throw it back. Don't even think about throwing it back.
God, he looks just like his dad.
Dusty Blake, the pitching coach, out to talk to Gray, who's now up to 90 pitches. And the Cardinals are getting their bullpen cranking now. Alonso's previous 4 home runs had all been solo shots, but this time it comes with a man on to put the Mets back in front in this game. It's been a bizarro first half of the game. It'll be interesting to see how it progresses from here. Chris Roycroft, who was just called up today by the Cardinals. They called up a couple of pitchers. Roderick Munoz also, as they play bullpen shuffle. So did the Mets today. The Mets made a move. They called up Austin Warren, who has pitched in the big leagues before. He is here and available. They sent Ty Adcock down after he made his season debut yesterday. So here's Winker, who's 1 for 2, and Jesse takes curveball for a strike, 0-1. Winker dumped a base hit along the left field line in the 2nd inning and scored a run. Then he struck out in the 3rd. Nimmo at first and 1 out. And Winker takes that one on the inside edge for a strike, and it's 0-2. So 3rd straight, or 3rd of the last 4 batters that Gray's got ahead 0-2. Soto doubled on an 0-2 pitch. Alonso homered on an 0-2 pitch. And now Winker gets a piece of that sinker to stay in the at bat. Talk about the pitching moves the Mets are making. They'll bring up Blade Tidwell Sunday, and then they'll probably make another move after that. There's the 0-2 to Winker in the dirt, blocked nicely by Pages. The Mets probably will not need a 6th starter for a while. They've got a bunch of off days in May. So look at Pages with that nice block right under the arm. They teach that now with the 1 knee down to cover that armhole so that ball doesn't get through. One-two coming, and he just fouled away that sweeper. So what I'm thinking is that after Tidwell comes up and pitches Sunday, when he gets sent back down, that we'll finally see Daniel Nunez up here, because Carlos Mendoza said when they bring up Nunez, they want him to stay. They don't want him to be part of these shuffling pitchers back and forth.
And he will further fortify that bullpen.
He's a big piece. I mean, last year when the Mets were making their move in June and July, he was their best relief pitcher, and it wasn't close. And then he hurt his arm, and he wasn't able to pitch the last 2 months. And they went slow with him this spring, but he's a weapon. 1-2 to Winker, and he lines one the other way for a base hit. 4 straight hits for New York. Nimmo pulls in at second. That was a really good at bat by Winker. Fouled off a couple of really tough pitches and then gets a fastball that he hits the other way.
Well, what's most impressive about it was that he had all those pitches that were inside, breaking balls down and in, and then he still tried to sneak a back door on him and went right with it.
And that's going to be all for Sonny Gray. Third time around the batting order, proving the undoing for Gray as the Mets wore him down, and he exits after 4 1/3. Cardinals go into their bullpen with the Mets leading 4-3. Call to the bullpen brought to you by Nissan. Shop NissanUSA.com.
In a world of rising prices, Nissan is lowering them on our 2 most popular SUVs. The always adventure-ready Pathfinder and our best-selling Rogue, a Consumer Guide Best Buy 11 years in a row. From our U.S. factories to your driveway since 1983. Now get 3.9% APR for 60 months on Rogue, one of 6 Nissan vehicles with starting MSRP under $30,000.
The DQ Sauced and Tossed Chicken Strip Basket comes in your choice of honey barbecue or new buffalo, layered with flavor from the top, bottom, and everywhere in between. Delicious from every angle. That's the Sauced and Tossed Chicken Strip Basket. Get yours now only at DQ.
What does it take to face cancer with confidence? It takes cutting-edge treatment, like CAR T therapy. And a little car therapy, too. Cheers. It takes MSK.
Discover the newest hidden treasure at Mohegan Sun. Beauty and Essex. Enter through the pawn shop and indulge in a night of surprises in an unforgettable atmosphere. With shared experiences and shared plates. Curated by Chef Chris Santos. Beauty and Essex. Now open at Mohegan Sun. Make your reservation today.
Hey kids, you can join us in the booth to call half an inning of a Mets game on SNY. Parents scan the code and submit your child's video for a chance to win the 2025 SNY Kidcaster contest presented by HSS. Chris Roycroft, just back from the minor leagues, been in 7 games this year.
Yep, 5 2/3, and he's given up lots of runs here.
Mark Vientos, first man to face him, and he takes a fastball for a strike. Roycroft is a great underdog story. He went to a Division III school, Aurora University in Illinois, and then was not drafted, didn't sign with a professional organization. Wound up going to independent ball, pitched for the Joliet Slammers in the Frontier League. The Cardinals saw him there, signed him, and here he is. 6'8" of him.
Side armor.
I mean, you would think that a guy who's 6'8", 230 and throws this hard would draw somebody's attention, but it took him a while.
He's got a sinker and he's got a slider.
1-2 to Vientos, and he hits a double play ball right to Gorman. And Wynn will do the rest. 4-6-3 double play. So Roycroft comes in and gets the job done. But the ball was dropped at first. And it looks like Vientos is going to be safe. Wow.
Oh, boy.
That was an inning-ending double play, as tailor-made as they come. And Contreras simply dropped the throw.
Oh, it hit the heel of his glove. Look at his head down, not keeping his eye on the ball. So that's an E3.
That is the only time that you can score an error on a double play ball. They say you can't assume a double play, but in that case you can. So it keeps the inning alive. And Nimmo raced around to score when he saw the ball was dropped, and that makes it 5-3 New York.
Caught everybody by surprise, even Brandon.
Line the other way, and McNeil has a base hit to keep the inning alive. Wow, that is just an egregious error by Contreras. Inning-ending double play, and all of a sudden there's a run on the board.
Sinker ball pitcher, right-hander to a left-hander. He's going to live on that outside corner. Go with it.
So the Mets with 5 hits in the inning, and now Alvarez will be the 8th man up in the inning.
Boy, how do you drop that ball?
I mean, I have to tell you, Keith, I didn't see it. I put my head down. I was writing 6-4-3 in my scorecard.
I was myself, so I don't feel so bad because you did the same thing. But this is routine.
I mean, how often does that happen?
That's a big clank here. Clank.
That's bad. That's a take it, though. And with a 2-run lead, that sinker runs inside to Alvarez, a ball and a strike. So Roycroft came in, did his job, got the double play ball, but it turned out not to be a double play, and he's got to settle himself back in. Gave up the hit to McNeil. Alvarez is 0 for 2, and he shoots one the other way for a base hit. Vientos to third. He'll be waved around. The throw from Nootbaar is cut off. On to third goes McNeil. Alvarez cashes in an RBI single, and it's 6-3 New York.
Oh boy, the floodgates opened.
You give this team an extra out.
Well, Alvarez needed that hit and went the other way. Looks like Vientos is running a little better this year.
So the Mets, given a crack, have stormed through it. They've scored 4 runs now in this 5th inning. Alonso's 2-run homer giving the Mets the lead. Contreras' error opening the door, and the Mets have gotten 2 extra runs as a result. And the inning's not over yet. And from Roycroft's perspective, I mean, this is a kid, just got back from the minor leagues. He came in, he got the double play grounder, he's heading for the dugout, everything's
feeling
great.
Good about himself.
Right, and now
it exploded on him.
Yep. So here's Acuna, the 9th man up in the inning. Luis Angel has walked and struck out. Mets now with 11 hits on the night. 9 of them came against Sonny Gray, the most he's given up in a game this year. Acuna's walked and struck out 0 for 1. McNeil at third, Alvarez at first. And that sinker's in for a strike, 0-1. Francisco Lindor led off this inning by flying out, is on deck. And that's chopped weakly and goes foul. And that ball stayed fair. It was going to be a base hit for Acuna and another run. Cardinal bullpen struggled big time in the 4-game sweep by the Mets at Citi Field. They have an ERA close to 8. And now Chris Roycroft just
trying to get out of Dodge.
Trying to get a nightmare inning to end. Oh, 2 coming. On the ground, wide of third. Arenado's got it, gets the force at second. That ends the inning. But 9 Mets came to the plate and 4 of them scored. 6-3 New York halfway through.